Right, well, hello everyone, and welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. For the very first time, we're going to be doing an online race on Gran Turismo 7 here. Really looking forward to this. Daily Race A at the High Speed Ring. Not too sure how many races like this we're going to get on Gran Turismo 7. I think it's not going to be long at all before they go back to the conventional system for the sort of group BOP rather than all of this. We start P10 in a 12-car field here in the, must I say, beautiful Toyota Aqua. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a weird one because this thing I'm pretty certain has got a CVT gearbox as well. So I'll have to wait and see as to how things goes immediately. That guy's got some upgrades on his car. This is why I'm not too sure how well the BOP stuff is going to work here on Gran Turismo 7. Like I said, I think we're going to go back to the GT Sports style system sooner rather than later here, but fingers crossed, we can have a good race with some of the drivers in this one. Of course, if you're new and you're not already, do make sure you get yourself subscribed for more Gran Turismo 7 content, as yeah, the high speed ring for this one today, 4 laps ahead of us, only going to be a rather short race, but we'll wait and see as to how things go here, as immediately we might try and look to make it 3 wide as we head down in towards the first braking zone. This guy trying to give me a big old squeeze there. There's a little bit of contact. I think both of the two on our outside there end up in the wall. Not too sure whether that was my fault or sort of just everyone trying to fight for the same piece of real estate there, but we have come out unscathed and we're at 1 spot off the start of this one. The key I've really found, GT7 is even more so, just trying to be smooth in a similar way to how Gran Turismo Sport worked, as I definitely don't need traction control in this thing. There's everyone running up against the wall, so I think people struggling just to sort of get used to this sim so far there. I've been loving it, I've been playing it a lot today, and yeah, like I said, there's definitely going to be a lot more Gran Turismo 7 content coming on the channel over the coming weeks, so I feel like iRacing might get slightly neglected over the next couple of weeks there, as this guy in an orange Aqua as well, as we head through the final corner there, trying to get the car back towards the apex as we head out the final turn. But of course, yeah, you can really use the camber here. Let's see if this guy's got any upgrades then, or whether we're going to be able to stick close to him as we head on the long run back down towards turn 1 here. There's definitely a bit of a field spread, it's safe to say, in this race there. But now we're starting to gain again, reeling in the Englishman just in front of us here. As to the inside we go, back down in towards turn 1 there, side by side in towards the banking. But we are going to slot back in to P8 now in this race. We can just see, looking at the delta, losing a lot of time to the leaders here, so definitely, if we're going to do more of these daily races, we're going to have to try and put some upgrades on the car, but that's just going to make things very interesting there, as side by side just up the road, trying to break it about the 100-meter board there as we try and tip the car in. Aim to try and get as close to the wall on the exit as you can there. These sort of very slow Japanese cars, it's all about maintaining every single crumb of speed you possibly can there. As, yeah, just losing heaps and heaps of times to the leaders. I think all the guys in front of us as well have also put upgrades on their cars as we head through this sector of track. Just trying to keep it clean and tidy. We're not really losing anything through the twisty bits, to be honest, as we try and put the power down once more. But yeah, I really do think we're going to very quickly see sort of a transfer back over to the BOP system here on Gran Turismo 7. This sort of tuning I think was a clever idea by them, but it's just not really going to work out in the long run. Everyone sort of wanted to jump in with cars that were pretty competitive pretty quickly here, and these are sorts of the races you end up with where you've got a lot of different people in a lot of different performance cars just sort of trying to drag it around as best as possible. There does seem to be a good battle going on at the road between the Russian and the Frenchman, and then yeah, big gaggle of cars right at the front of the field. As now the Italian behind us closing in at a rapid rate of knots. What on earth's going on here? I'm guessing he's got upgrades in his car as well there, as he's going to fly to the inside. We're going to try and tuck back into slipstream as quickly as possible here, but yeah, clearly there's some slight performance gaps there as the Honda Fit flies past me there. Love the blue on it as well, it must be said. But yeah, safe to say I think GT7 just having a few teething issues here on day 1. Everyone trying to work out how things work means we're probably going to get a few weird and wonderful races early on in this game, as he has definitely overshot the run in towards turn 2. Saying that, I just scrape up towards the wall as well there. And I think, yeah, we're going to wave goodbye to this gentleman as well. There is now a fellow Brit as well behind us. Is he closing in? Only slightly. So I think us bottom 3. I think, yeah, everyone's going to do their first race on, yeah, in these new cars without any upgrades on them. I think everyone's only going to make that mistake once, though. You're going to pretty quickly work out what on earth everyone else is doing here. But, you know, first race on Gran Turismo 7 Online. You know, the first of many, I hope, you know, really do sort of want to jump into this game a whole lot over the coming months and years. You know, if this game's going to be out for, what, 4.5 years in the similar vein, how long GT Sport was out, you know, I desperately wanted to get into more of that, just never really sort of found the time. But, yeah, the plan is to try and do some daily races each week, and then also, of course, doing, you know, when we get a proper sort of sport mode, everything like that, you know, sort of the championships, the FIA events, really going to try and jump into a lot of those as well over the course of the next couple of years there. That's sort of the aim. Of course, F1 content does tend to take the priority, but yeah, really looking forward to trying to jump in to more GT7 here, as I, yeah, think we are running the same cars as the two behind us there. We've all gone on the leaderboard and looked which car was quickest. Haven't looked to whether you could put any upgrades on it, though, which was not my finest moment, it must be said, here on GT7. But yeah, like I said, hopefully we're going to see, you know, some different style racing on this game. You know, sort of initial thoughts and feelings very similar to Gran Turismo Sport in terms of the handling model. A little less forgiving, I think, but that might just be sort of the nature of the slower cars we've had to drive so far on this new game, you know. I've driven some sort of JDM icons, things like that, in some of the international license events, and they're a bit of a handful, it must be said there. I did an event, I think it was in the National A license, around Autopolis earlier on today. I think the final event in the Toyota Supra, and safe to say it didn't quite, you know, it was a pretty decent challenge when you sort of all things considered there. But loving the new Fanatec wheel as well as we slide the car in towards this beautiful little double 180-degree corners. You know, everything's sort of working rather nicely, sort of enjoying the game for what it is at the moment there, you know, with a bit of a wacky online system. Maybe we'll have to do some offline stuff as well over the coming days there. But looks like it is going to be a Spanish driver who takes home the win ahead of a Belgian and a Hungarian there at the end of our very first race here on Gran Turismo 7. Like I said, we might sort of dabble around with some other content over the first few weeks whilst online sort of sorts itself out. I'll be following it very closely behind the scenes there. But rounding the final corner then, out towards the start-finish line, we are going to walk away. 10th to 9th in the end is hardly the most exciting race we've ever ran here on the channel, but it is going to be a result. Our first one here on Gran Turismo 7 there, and coming up towards the line. How on earth did we set a 45.1 on one of those laps there? Clearly slipstream very important there. But there are your final results. 39 seconds off the win after just 4 laps there, and yeah, less than a 10th separating P10 and P11 there. Fingers crossed we'll gain some SR and some driver rating from that as well, though. And yeah, our sport mode debut. Absolute scenes here on Gran Turismo 7. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this little video, though. Like I said, you know, we're sort of going to wait and see what happens with GT7 Online over the next couple of weeks. You know, sort of see if they do change around a few things. I think there's already a lot of talk online about them trying to change the way the online system works there. But thought I'd upload my first race nonetheless. Like I said, if you have enjoyed, do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well. And yeah, we'll be back very soon with more Gran Turismo 7.